give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, it's RGR Racing and the Alive Church Xfinity Series here as we open up the winter season. I'm Dean Busette. He's Adam the Bulldog Newton. Adam, good old Dover tonight. Man, I love this place.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite tracks after you show me how to run it. I thoroughly enjoy Dover. It's a great combination of speed and a little bit of short track, kind of turning in the center off, and can be a fun place to race.
Well, we both turned some laps here, a couple anyway. Got a feel for what the car is out here, and what do you think here tonight? What are you guys going to have to do with this car track combo here tonight, Adam?
I think patience and a little bit of luck. A lot of guys were talking about some right front excessive tire wear, and some guys were talking about they were a little bit on the loose side. So I think patience is going to be the big part.
All right, very interesting. I found the car to be extremely tight, burning the right front, so we'll see how it all plays out. I mean, where the conditions I were in, probably a little different than what they're in here, but the main issue here, Adam, the thing that runs across all conditions, all tracks, is what you said, and patience. You really got to be patient out here, don't you?
Oh, big time, and you got to keep that car glued to the bottom. If you're not patient, don't keep it to the bottom, or you could do something crazy like one of our teammates did, the Scott Olson line. That still does work here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the high to low, basically, and it is effective, but probably burns up your stuff too, Adam, and that's the big concern here tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was so fun to watch him do that time. I mean, he had just ungodly speed up high, and
Yeah.
it lasted for a run too.
Yeah, pretty good and great for passing. So that's something that's always at a premium here. This is going to be interesting. You know, if you get on the inside of a guy and he's right in that middle line, I mean, you're liable to do 20 laps side by side here.
Yeah, but one of the other things we hadn't mentioned, and this is probably one of the worst pit roads to get on. It's been notorious for getting guys in trouble on pit entry, and they hit the sand barrier or the tire barrier, and or they can get a speeding penalty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. It'll be tricky. There's a look at the champion from last season. Of course, he's rocking that Alive Church machine. That's the Warden, Darren Bruce, your champion from last season. You got to like his chances again here tonight and this season, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool to see him repeat if he can, but he's got some stiff competition in there. Sheffield's in here tonight. Chris Owens is making his Xfinity season debut. You got your usuals, Jackson, Kane, Claus, and others. Mr. Consistency isn't here tonight. I'm kind of shocked by that, but the other Mr. Consistency, Ratliff's here, and Jason Spear came on strong at the end last year, had a string of good runs, so you got a lot of guys in the mix.
Yeah, it should be a good track for Jason Spears. We'll see how he does tonight. Torgerson should be good. Owens making, I think, his Xfinity debut, but I could be wrong about that. But good to see him out here. He's always tough. So, yeah, lots of competition. Can't wait to get into it. Race 1 of the winter season. We're just about ready to grit up here and get this thing going. And Adam, I'm going to try my best not to gaze over at my Detroit Lions are playing on TV right now. That's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I know your team. I really hadn't kept up with the season. I hadn't really seen any football, really. But I heard that some teams in football are struggling right now.
Some are. We'll talk maybe more about that later if people can stomach it. Right now, let's get into tonight's starting grid. And it's your champ, the Warden, Darren Bruce, on the point with a time of 23.959. Chris Owens will start on the outside of row 1. Row 2 will feature Torgerson and Canady. Row 3, you got Tony Ratliff and Claus Williams. Jason Jackson, along with Tom Ashley, will be in row 4. Starting ninth is Nick Burris. Michael Fleming will be on his outside. Rick Thompson and Edward Kane round out the top 12. Go a little further back, you got Brad Collins and Edward Kane, and Brandon Sheffield. You got Rachel Hunt and Jason Spear. In 17th is Robert Laprine, along with Mickey Spear. In 19th will be the Toad Man Todd Gilly, with Fred Thompson on his outside. Alston Krause, along with Jacob Musial, round out the 22-car field here tonight.
Yeah, let's see what these guys can do. It looks like they're talking in chat. They seem ready to roll.
All right, they're ready to roll. We're ready to roll. Hope you're ready to roll out in YouTube land. Here we go. Green flag down and away. Good start here by both lanes. So the Warden trying to get away. Ken Owens hang on that high side. Looks like the 15 going to come clear here. Torgerson trying to fight on the bottom. He's got Canady up there.
Yeah, these guys are ripping it down into turn 3 right now. Look like a couple guys look a little bit loose at the moment, but like I said, the looseness wears off kind of quick.
Yeah, got to be careful here at Dover in those first couple laps. That car will break loose on you. Looks like everybody kind of getting sorted out early on. Not a whole lot going on at the back. Bruce leading, Owens chasing. There's Torgerson and Canady. You got Ratliff along with Jackson in your top 6. Williams, Burries, Thompson, and Ashley. So they all get lined up early. And this is, anybody who's managing their stuff, and I'm sure they all are, Adam, this is an advantage to them. Getting single file early, you don't have to burn up your stuff.
No, they don't have to burn up their stuff. And plus, it gives you a little feel for the car and how truly tight it could get over the long run. And you will definitely see who's saving their stuff and who isn't.
Chris Owens keeping the heat on Bruce at the front. Watch for others to be making moves later on, like Brandon Sheffield. Back in 14th right now. Jason Spear right behind him. Those are a couple of cars I'll be watching to move forward as this run goes along.
Yeah, and there's a couple of other guys that I was Rick Thompson's got a new number right now. It kind of threw me for a loop. He was 76 and he's 26. So, got a couple new paint schemes for the new season as well. That is a pretty Miller Lite car though.
I think one of these cars are in the wrong number here tonight. I can't really remember. Maybe I'll have a quick look. So Rick Thompson in the wrong number tonight. Not his fault. Chris Owens is the real 26.
Yeah, I was about. I thought that was the case. I was usually normal seeing him in the other normal.
Owens looking strong here. One thing I like seeing out of him is he's keeping that car low here at him.
He is, but he's definitely still applying the pressure to the Warden right now. The Warden just looks like he's on a Sunday cruise right now.
Well, I mean, you get out here in front at Dover, you always risk, burning your stuff up, going a little too hard, and Owens is really pushing him here at him.
He is, but that's, from what I've seen in a couple races I've run with him, He tends to have that kind of driving style to push the car to get on out there.
Let's hop on board here with Tony Ratliff, currently riding in 5th place, our top 5 status quo right where they started.
Yeah, Mr. Consistency, he's looking good right now. I think he's got a good shot at doing like he did last season, which was one of his highest points finishes. Keep up the good work and see what he's got tonight.
Well, I like what I'm seeing here. This is how I run Dover. Very similar here. If you listen at him, you'll hear he's having a lot of throttle control, which you need here. But most importantly, that wheel, pretty quiet here. A little bit of, bobbing it to the left, but he's not oversteering the machine.
It looks like we got a fight for the lead right now, too.
That we do. Chris Owens up to the outside lane. He's going to pinch a little bit on Bruce here. Bruce in jeopardy of losing the lead. Oh, and way up the track goes Owens. This is the line. He's looking for that big run at him.
And look at that monster run off that Olsen line, I'm telling you.
And that's how you get a pass done. That is brilliance from Chris Owens. To the front he goes.
Yeah, that Scott Olsen line, like I said earlier in the beginning of the show, that line still works dividends.
So we'll see now that Owens out front, and you can see already that clean air, it's good, but you're going to be a little looser, aren't you, Adam?
Yeah, and I mean, it's going to take a little time, but I noticed, he's one of the guys that likes a higher entry. He did that at Richmond the other night, and I noticed that he likes to try different areas the guys don't really run.
Right now, oh, and he's in the wall. Owens trying to hold it in. Torgerson going to come through along with Bruce, so put Bruce to the lead, Torgerson up to second. And I'm telling you, that car did not like that clean air. I think it surprised him a little bit, Adam.
It did, but I'm kind of wondering if, the way these hits are in these cars, man, a lot of guys were having steering wheel damage from them little bumps.
Wow, pretty hard lick there by the 17, so he falls to third. Other guys a little bit on the move. Jason Jackson's picked up one. And Rick Thompson, new paint job. Got that Miller Lite machine out there tonight. Looking good and feeling good. He's up 4 spots here, Adam.
Yeah, I noticed one guy we got out there tonight. I'm missing my Dibble Dogs.
Yeah, no Dibble Dogs for anybody tonight. I'm sorry about that, but the Dibble Dog stand closed down.
Tariffs. They're too expensive on the Dibble Dogs.
You importing those from Canada, are you?
That's what I'm wondering.
A look at Nick Burris right where he started in 9th. Oh, there's a move by Claus Williams. He's going to make a move on Rick Thompson. So Rick fading a little bit here now. Maybe went out a little too hard at him.
Yeah, and to me it looks like the guys from 10th on back, they're really, really being conservative with their tires right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Sheffield, I would have thought he would have been pushing it, but Sheffield and Hunt right now, although they're running pretty much status quo on the times, 24 4s and 5s, and I really just don't see the push out these cars right now.
Well, and I think that's smart, Adam. I mean, I've often said, I don't even move at Dover if I'm back here until lap 20, lap 25 even. The longer you can stay patient, the more you'll move later in this run.
Well, the other thing I was thinking about with the way the fuel situation is tonight, you run, about 86, 87 laps. When is the right time for them to kind of drop the hammer?
Yeah, well, like I've always said, I wouldn't even say you ever drop the hammer here at Dover. I'd say what you do is, for me anyway, I always pick the time, Adam. And my time was, a second and a half off the pace. And I just run that for almost the entire run. While other people run much faster and then later in the run much slower. the slower is much harsher than the faster is, and it'll pay off to run that consistent time. Good fight up front. Torgerson and Bruce, couple of teammates slugging it out for the lead, and they're walking away from Owens a little bit.
Yeah, they have definitely started walking away. I was looking at that compared to the other times. They're in the 3s, Owens is in the 6, and everybody else is in the 5 and 6s. So, yeah, they've started to stretch their legs out.
Well, let's go on board with Torgerson here, and you can just see how he's running. You see it looks like Bruce yawing out a little bit there. But what I want people to do, I'll try to keep quiet for a second here and just listen to the motor here and how he uses that throttle. See there, Adam, there's about 3 throttle points for him, and here he goes down to the inside of Bruce. Torgerson looking for the lead. The Blue Angel machine to the front.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Darren was getting a little bit tight on his car, but definitely Troy looks like he's a little bit faster than Darren through the corner right now.
Yeah, Troy's found something lately. He was really good late in the season in different series, and he looks like he picked up right where he left off. Owens getting loose off the corner. And that's a product of that high line, too. You know, you're going to have more speed on exit. And we know about these exits, Adam. Maybe tell a little bit about the exits and these little hills they have there.
Well, you got the humps coming up off the corners. And if you're on the gas too much right there, the car likes to unload. So if you push it too hard, it's going to get tight, hit the exit of the wall. If you don't do it just right and you don't get tight, you'll get loose. And you'll just feel like the car wants to go to the infield.
Someone on the move, Rachel Hunt, along with Sheffield. They're up 4 and 2 spots, respectively. So the one, you know, she was at practice last night. I think she's got a little something in the bag for him.
Yeah, Rachel's been doing some pretty good lap times. Her and Sheffield right now, they're in the 6s and 7s. And Nick Maurice has got a pretty good hot rod. He's running similar times to the leaders as well.
There is Nick Maurice up 1 into 8th, currently right behind Claus Williams. Maurice down to the bottom, looking to pick up this spot. He'll do it easily here, Adam.
Yeah, he's making his way through. But, you know, like I said earlier, Troy right now is just setting a blistering pace.
Here comes Sheffield. He gets underneath the Rachel Hunt. Sheffield looking to make his move, currently back in 12th position. And he will.
I figured somebody would start moving forward around lap 30, 35. Because that's really going to tell the tale on how good your tires are, in my opinion. You know, because split it in half, had a 40 lap run, you're definitely going to see who's got the good stuff.
There's a look at Fred Thompson. He's a lap down, as we just seen Canati getting all kinds out of shape there, Adam. And that looked like, you know, you hit that gas at the wrong point going up that hill, and it'll just unload on you.
It definitely will. And it'll happen in a hurry, and it usually causes a big wreck.
Owens trying to hang on to third. You see his rear end coming around. There's Tony Ratliff and Jason Jackson. There's a couple of guys to watch, Adam. Very consistent, patient drivers.
Yeah, they are. That's for sure. Jackson, lost in that heartbreaker last season to the Wharton for the championship, but I think he'll be one of those guys you'll be seeing on the long run.
Out front, Torgerson stretching his legs here. He continues to be a tenth faster than anybody on the track and 2 or 3 tenths faster than most.
He was another guy in the 2 different series. Troy was hot as could be at the end of the season. It looks like he's carried that momentum over to this start of this new season.
Yeah, he certainly has. Watch out for Troy Torgerson. If he gets it going, folks, he's one of the good ones. He's definitely be in contention here at the end of the season.
And I thought about this too. Even though they can run 86 laps, who's going to be the guy to roll the dice and run 50-50?
Oh, Claus Williams down to the inside. He's going to save it. Wow.
That thing took off on him real quick.
Yeah, and this is interesting, Adam. So when we think of best lap versus their last lap, we're looking at about 1.6 seconds. If you remember, we did, I think, a Gen 6 race here, maybe a Gen 4, I'm not sure. But there was virtually no drop-off. Tonight we have old school drop-off here at Dover, Adam.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I didn't run enough laps to see that kind of time fall off, but yeah, I'm really, really shocked.
Well, what's
a huge drop off?
The reason I bring it up is because when Dover acts correctly, you can have consistent drop off over the entirety of the run. I think that might be the case here tonight. And it can get up to about 2.5 seconds of total drop off. These are the variables to do an extra pit stop. Will anybody come in here on around lap 50 and go for a 2-stopper at him?
Yeah, that's what I was, thinking when Claus was the inside wall. It would be a smart move to do. I mean, because you'll be gaining time. Because I don't think staying out is going to pay anybody any dividends tonight.
I mean, 145 laps, fairly long race. All the variables are there to have a 2-stopper beat a 1-stopper. It's not going to be easy. It has to go green. It is possible. We'll see if anybody rolls the dice here this evening. I think several will, just because their cars are getting uncomfortable at them.
I see a lot of guys as you're on with Nick Reese right now. I mean, his car looks tight.
It does, and that's we heard people say loose. I thought it was tight. Apparently it's all in how you drive it, maybe which line you're driving. But Burris looks a little tight. That's not going to be a bad thing for him. Amongst a bunch of cars who are getting loose, I think if he can have... Oh, and Canady out of control, losing it, Canady, and he saves it out of him. Wow.
That was a great save.
Crazy dirt track in there through the middle of the corner.
Yeah, that was definitely a great save, but that's one of those examples of it depends on who's driving what, if you're loose or tight.
Yeah, I mean, and Canady, at lap 41, he's probably thinking, when can I get in? So that's a guy who's going to be looking at a 2-stopper. You're going to have to beat the likes of Torgerson, and Mickey Spears already in. So pit stop's already commencing here on lap 41. Let's go on board here with our leader, Torgerson, and just see what he's doing.
You hear him, he's just playing with that throttle. He's having to roll that corner. That car has got to be ridiculous tight, the way it sounds.
Yep, I think you're exactly right. You hear him just peppering the throttle a little bit. See that low exit at him? That'll cut that hill out of play somewhat and help that car stay stable.
Yeah, but the thing that I'm watching, even though he's not moving a lot, but he is sawing on the wheel to keep the car going through the corner.
Yeah, he definitely is. That's an old trick there for those who don't know. Just a little bit of tap, tap, tap there at him. Bruce hanging in there. They matched times, Torgerson and Bruce, last time by 26 flats. Tony Ratliff has moved his way up to third. So Tony coming on late here. He's virtually matching our leader's times. Owens trying to hang on to it for the rest of this run. He's starting to fade a little bit. I think Jackson will be looking to make a move on him here shortly.
Yeah, Jackson's been showing a lot of speed too, and it looks like Williams, Rachel still in the O's, but the fastest guy on the track right now is Jason Spear. He just ran a 25.9. But with Torgerson, they're the two fastest cars out there.
Yeah, not a big surprise. Spear doing good, Hunt looking good. Fred Thompson, he hits pit road. So there's a look at Hunt. There's Jason Spear. Those going to be definitely some contenders. You got the Toad Man running some decent times here, an 05 for him. Jackson, he just went by Chris Owens, so put Jackson up to fourth now.
And don't look now. Here comes Sheffield. Sheffield's sliding through the field. He's up 6 spots. So is the Toad Man.
Yeah, the Toad Man's doing well, and Sheffield is doing what Sheffield does. Very patient early in this run. It's going to pay off. It is paying off right now.
Yeah, Claus is really struggling with his car. It looks just past tight, and I know that Claus doesn't do good with real tight race cars.
Yeah, not entirely surprised. Claus likes a high line track. I don't think it plays well to this car tonight for him, but he's doing pretty good here in 8th place. Canadi's still trying to hang on. He's in 9th. Here comes Hunt. And now Hunt's moved up the track a bit, but the car looks stable at him.
It does, and she's another one of the drivers that is, slowly advancing through the field. She's up 5 spots, and, she's running good, consistent lap times.
Get a look from the chopper cam here and just see if we can see some different lines. And Rachel does like to drive it in deep on that high side, almost stall it out at him, and then drive off the corner. It's an effective strategy.
It is, but I think when she gets up behind Michael, she's going to have to change her line a little bit if she wants to get around him quickly.
All right, as she closes in here on Michael Canady. Quick update on the football game. Touchdown Lions.
Got Claus Williams
Chris
coming to
Owens.
pit road.
Yeah,
Yep,
Chris Owens in. Say Claus Williams coming in.
It looked like it, and then he backed out. But then you had Edward Kane came in, and Rick Thompson came in as well.
All right.
Claus was trying to get there, and he couldn't get down the track.
Right about what we said, Adam. Right around a lap 50. So very interesting here. There's Bruce.
I like the move, though. I think it's a good move.
Oh, I love the move. I don't think you're going to hurt yourself too much tonight, even if the other guys hold up and do well. Right now, the drop-off, we're looking at about 2 seconds from best lap to last lap, Adam. Austin Krause, he hits pit road as well, so several people in. Does any of our front runners come in here?
Right now, Troy is the 21 in the 25s. So I would probably say no to Troy because he's still stretching it out. He's got a 2-second lead over second place.
Yeah, Troy just killing it here tonight. Doing a great job. Rachel Hunt, she just picked up another spot, put her up 7 into 8th place. One of our biggest movers. The other, Brandon Sheffield. He's up 8 into 6.
And Todd, Toad Man, 8 spots up.
The Toad Man having himself a really nice run here. You gotta keep it off the wall, which he does there. Tom Ashley right behind him. Fleming, that's 12th. Fleming in 13th. Brad Collins in 14th. And Lepreme in 15th. Those are your lead lap cars. Owens already pitted. He'll be flying around the track.
Yeah, he's really, really cooking it right now. Edward didn't get out his pit road as quickly as Owens, but yeah, he put down a pretty strong lap coming out the gate. And you know we have a new point system this go round as well. So they've changed some things in the off season, and I don't know if they're giving a point for the fastest lap, or no, is the incidents this season.
Well, there's been a few changes for sure to the point system, and we'll get more information. Darren Bruce coming on to pit road. So Bruce going for a two-stopper here, Adam. Lap 58. He's on pit road. Holy cow. This is a bit of a shock here to see the 15 on pit road, but he might be thinking victories is what he came here for, and this is the only way he sees to beat Torgerson. I like this move by the 15. So Torgerson now an 8-second lead already over Jason Jackson. He continues to be over a 10th faster than Jackson. Tony Ratliff hanging on to third as you see Rick Thompson go by with fresh rubber. Lepreme, he's on pit road bringing the Looney Tunes machine in. Torgerson dealing with some lap traffic here. That's Brad Collins, currently in 11th place, being lapped by your leader. Sheffield has made his way to 4th now, and Nick Barise in 5th, right there behind him. Rachel Hunt's up to 6th. Claus Williams, and he touches the wall. There's Tom Ashley. He's got fresh rubber. He's coming through. Then Jason Spear in 8th. He's up 8 as Claus Williams heads up to the wall there. Wow.
Brian Collins is coming into pit road, but look how much time that Owens gained on Darren by coming in early.
Yeah, Owens came out in front of Bruce, so they're sitting there fighting right now through some lap traffic. Dangerous times as Fred Thompson gets loose, almost takes the Warden out.
Well, this was actually pretty interesting by Darren with this pit cycle. I mean, he's going to be pitting. He'll have, if he plays it right, he'll probably be pitting around 111, 112, or even 120. They'll to go.
Owens gets held up. Bruce to the high side. 3 wide through the corner. Owens drifting a little bit. He'll have to back out of the throttle as Bruce goes around. Lap traffic wreaking havoc here tonight.
It is, and that was a heck of a save not to spin that thing out.
There's the Toad Man. He's currently your 9th place driver. My goodness. He's up 10 spots, is the Toad Man. Bruce and Owens will have to come all the way around. Here comes the Toad Man on lap 65. An odd place to pit here, Adam.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. It looks like some of these guys are going to be going to 100 and some to 120.
Yeah, it's very, very strange place to pit. Might realize, his car wasn't going to hold up for the rest of the run. Not sure, but he wasn't far from halfway. Only about 7 more laps. Torgerson continuing to lead. He just ran a 26.58. Jackson behind him quicker. So is Tony Ratliff, Brandon Sheffield, as we got a three-way battle here for second place. Sheffield making a move on Jackson. So Sheffield up into third now. Fleming going to come through with fresh rubber.
But look at that distance, and there comes the 17 in.
Jackson.
I'd say that was Michael.
Michael Canati. As far as we know, that's how you say his last name. I'll have to get that looked up again and make sure I got that right.
I'll just say Michael C.
I'm telling you right now, I'm almost certain that he's already told me and I'm saying it wrong, Adam. But that's par for the course for me. So Barise sitting in fifth right now. There's Rachel in sixth.
Here comes Klaus. Nope. Klaus, yep. He's got, is that a meatball?
Something happened with him there. Not sure what.
Got a spinner right there. The 17, Kennedy.
Kennedy down on the track. No caution came out and he toes. Wow.
Yeah, he hit the wall hard.
I can't believe that didn't bring out a caution, but a lot of people thankful. Some wish it would have stayed out. Torgerson works around lap traffic at Thompson. That's Fred Thompson.
I think it's safe to say that Troy is on a one stop tonight.
Yeah, he's on a one stop, but he ain't stopping for nobody. He's absolutely killing it here. About a 9-second lead back to Tony Ratliff.
Claus is in. Yeah, it is a meatball, I think.
Let's see, we get a zoomed in look. I'm not even seeing any damage on him here, Adam.
If he has any steering wheel damage, that's what could have done it or not, but
yeah, could have knocked the toe out or something to that effect. So now it's Torgerson. Sheffield moving up to second, getting around Tony Ratliff. So Ratliff down to third. Jason Jackson falling off a little bit. He's in fourth. That's Supreme right there, making a move on him. So Supreme with the fresher rubber going around. Lap 73 of 145. We look for pit stops for the remainder of the people out on the track. We got 7 guys who have not pitted yet. And gals, I might say. So if you're Torgerson here, Adam, what do? You want to let everybody else? Well, we got Sheffield along with Ratliff in. So Tony Ratliff, Brandon Sheffield, Barise, Jason Spear all hit pit road.
yeah, here comes Spear, and that's probably about perfect, you know. And there's our leader coming in too.
Yeah, Torgerson looking to cover them off. So that's going to hand it over to Jason Jackson. Here he comes in that Civil Tech machine. He'll be your new leader. Rachel Hunt will move up to second. Darren Bruce, who pitted already, and he opened up. Remember, he was fighting with Owens there when he came off pit road. He's opened up a 4-second gap back to Owens.
I'm just wondering how far he's going to be ahead of Troy.
I mean, very interesting. So we've just seen him go by Sheffield. He actually has lapped Sheffield. So Sheffield's going to have to come back around. Very interesting strategies here. Jackson going long with Hunt. Those two are 1-2 on the track right now. Here comes Hunt. We'll watch this entrance here. A little timid, but that's Dover. Too. So Jackson and Hunt are officially in. That's going to hand the lead over to Bruce. There he is. Right behind him, the Toadman and Sheffield. They've got fresher rubber than Bruce, so they're going to make it through here. Sheffield, you can see, he's eager to get by, and he's going to go by easily. That'll get his lap back, put him back on the lead lap. So the big question from the front runners was, Torgerson, who just pitted now, so he's going the distance from here. He is currently about 20 seconds behind Darren Bruce. He'll spend some time getting closer and closer to Bruce as his run goes along. Bruce will be back on pit road around lap 100, and he'll have to run him back down. It's one of these races, Adam, it's hard to figure out. And you see Owens again. He is burning that right rear, isn't he, Adam?
He is smoking it right.
So let's go on board here and just tell me what you see that would allow you to believe one man is burning the right front. Now, is it this line that's running off that right rear?
I would be nervous driving that car like that. I like the way that Troy is driving it. I got to be down at the bottom.
It seems to me he's just got too much throttle coming over this hill, Adam. It's really making that car unstable. Watch as he exits here.
He's driving in a lot deeper than what I'm accustomed to seeing people doing.
That's just a lot of throttle over that exit there from the sound of it to my ear.
And you see how it pushes that car up in the center. That's, Jason Jackson wrecked.
Jason Jackson, what happened to him? Let's see if we can get a replay on Jason Jackson here. No, he's already on pit road. We'll try the old fast reverse here. A little unprofessional here, Adam.
I think he had a speeding penalty.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he wrecked or anything. So Jason Jackson with problems on pit road.
He had a speeding penalty, and when he came back into pit road, he hit the barrels.
Wow. So a rough start to the season here. Darren Bruce, your leader right now. Chris Owens second. Troy Torgerson up to third. He has knocked some time off of Bruce's lead, and he's eating him up pretty good right now. Currently, Bruce about 13 seconds ahead. There's Sheffield.
Yeah. I was going to say Sheffield cut down that gap some. He's only 4 seconds behind Troy.
Well, the thing about Sheffield that I love is we should nickname him the chameleon here, because he adapts as these races go on, maybe better than anybody else in this league. So his second run is inevitably going to be much better than his first run. He's a threat to win here still. Updating the football game. Those Eagles have gone back out front with a touchdown.
Uh-oh. Not looking good for them Lions.
Wait, what do you mean? Let's not talk that way. There'll be no more Lions talk on the broadcast. Tom Ashley having a nice solid run tonight, and we've come to expect that from Tom, haven't we?
Yeah, he is definitely been, I think, the biggest improver in my opinion over the last season. He has been really showing some consistency and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think we can move him out of the most improved and just put him into, he's become a threat now, like a top 10, top 5 threat each and every night out. So We look for him to take that next leap, Adam, and that's qualify near the front, running those top three, and start racing for wins.
Yeah, he could definitely do that.
And I like that. Little cautious there with Kane on his outside. He stays low. That's how you do it. If you're not sure whether you're clear or not, do not guess. The Toad Man right there. Toad Man in 8th place. How about that? He's picked up 11 spots tonight, Adam.
Yeah, he's one of the biggest movers right now.
And old Batman out in the chat rooting on the Eagles. I might have to ban you for that, Bryce.
Oh, Lord, I saw my name. He tagged me in a comment. What is old Batman up to? You know, we didn't see Adam Brecker here tonight, neither.
So according to him, he says he's burning, and I imagine he's talking about Owens, he's burning both right sides. The amount of wheel input and throttle together make it so much worse. And I couldn't agree with that anymore. I mean, throttle input is everything here at Dover. And I mean, and wheel input, both your inputs in general.
Oh, yeah. And it's good to hear from old Batman. I mean, Sandbagger. I miss him.
Miss you some sandbagging, hey? All right, Darren Bruce, your leader right now. He's got a 6-second lead on Torgerson, so Torgerson has come all the way around now, and now it's going to be Bruce. Bruce about 7 laps from pit in here, and Torgerson's going to get all the way back to him. Bruce is going to have to pit, go a lap or 2 down, and run him down, Adam. Is that possible?
Well, I don't know. I was looking at the gap, and right now Troy is only 5 seconds behind Darren. And looking at some of the other guys that pulled that same deal, I just don't know if they can beat that one stopper.
Well, either year you see the chart, you see that steady decline of that gap from Bruce to Torgerson. I mean, it's just coming down.
I mean, I definitely would be pitting here at 100, as soon as Troy got on my back bumper, I'm coming into pit road.
Well, I would do it based off of when Troy pitted. So Troy was in fairly early, fairly on schedule, I should say. Lap 74, Adam. We're currently on lap 95. I'd want to stay out a little bit more if I'm Bruce. I want to get around that 30 lap mark on Torgerson's tires, and then let's get out there.
Fleming's coming to pit road.
Michael Fleming back in pits from 14th position, bringing that East Coast web printers machine onto pit road. Bruce going by Kane right now. Battles on the track. You got the Toad Man and Ashley. That's for 8th. Kane is right there with Spear behind him. That's 10th and 11th right now. Rachel Hunt a little further back. She's closing in. Claus Williams, he's back out here, so he's not done, Adam.
No, Claus ain't done, but, you know, some of the times I was looking at, Troy actually pitted a lap later than Sheffield, and he is 4 tenths faster than Sheffield right now.
Yeah, I mean, Troy is hooked up tonight. Anybody, I don't care what the strategies are, you're going to be hard-pressed to beat the 89 here. But stay tuned. Like I always say, anything can and does happen here in the RGR Racing League.
Yeah, Austin's back in pit road as well right now.
Of course, we're with the Alive Church Xfinity Series. Big shout-out to Mike Brown and crew. Hope Mike is feeling a little bit better. I'm not sure I have any updates on that situation, Adam, but, you know, sometimes no news is good news.
Uh-oh, got another coming in, Brad Collins.
Yeah, Collins takes to pit road. Bruce working on Spear now. Spear in 10th. So Bruce looking to lap the 10th place car here tonight. There is Rachel Hunt coming into the picture. She just went a lap down. She is in 11th.
And I didn't see her post big smile. There comes Thompson.
So Rick Thompson on pit road. He vacates 13th. We're on lap 101 of 145. Darren Bruce out front.
One thing I was watching, so Troy has got a 6-second lead. He is almost back to where he was before the pit stops. And he's slowly stretching it out even further.
Yeah, I mean, he will be your leader, and he's stretching it out over Sheffield. Right now, Bruce still leading, but not by much. There he is as Rachel Hunt goes on by. So Hunt making a move and getting her lap back.
Pit road.
Who's coming in?
Darren's
coming in. All right. And that's an aggressive entrance there by Bruce. We'd expect nothing less from him. The Warden vacates the lead. Troy Torgerson back out front with a healthy 7-second lead over Sheffield. Tony Ratliff moves into third. Baris getting around, or it looks like Chris Owens coming in. Owens almost into the barrels there.
That was real close.
Put Nick Baris up to fourth with Tony Ratliff third. The Toad Man moves up into fifth. Spear into sixth. Rachel Hunt, Tom Ashley, Claus Williams, and then Darren Bruce sitting on pit road. So Bruce going to come out in 11th place, and he is a lap, I don't know, I think he's 2 laps down right now. Adam, this is a tall order for Darren Bruce. He's going to have to be a second faster every lap for the rest of the way to have any hope. Then Troy Torgerson.
So right now, who all is a lap down?
Everybody from 8th on back is a lap down. Tom Ashley, Claus Williams, Robert Lepreme, Darren Bruce, all a lap down. Lepreme comes into pit road, so he'll vacate 11th. There's Claus Williams currently in 8th position. Hunt up ahead. Now she's got Torgerson closing in, so Torgerson looking to put Rachel Hunt a lap down. She's in 7th place, Adam.
Yeah, she's had a good run, but you know, one thing that I was thinking about just now, if somebody came out and spun out on these fresh tires, it would throw this race all upside down.
Well, and that can happen, can it, Adam?
Real quick.
I mean, just tell the people why that's an easy thing to happen after a long run.
Well, not only you're having to get back in your rhythm and stuff, but I mean, with Troy having such a commanding lead, that could lead to another situation of caution breeding cautions. But it's just so easy to do because you're out of sync.
All right. Torgerson making the move on Hunt. Next up, be Spear and the Toad Man, and they're fighting for it. Spear looking to take 5th place away from the Toad Man, and he'll do that.
Jason's having a real good run tonight.
Yeah, I'd expect nothing less here at Dover. Calm, patient driver, likes Dover, having a great night here. Good start to the season. He'd like to finish this thing strong. Bruce back here, currently in 9th now. Now he's still a lap down. Where is Torgerson? Let's go to a blimp cam here and see if we can get. There's Torgerson. And there's Bruce. I mean, he's got a half lap just to get his lap back.
Yeah, and right now Troy is still in the 25s, and Darren just ran a 24.6. So he's not getting the second a lap back that he needs.
Well, he actually is, Adam. I mean, you just said it. It was a 24.6 to a 25.6. That time by Torgerson at 25.8, Bruce at 24.6.
I looked at the wrong lap.
So he is making the second. The thing is, can he maintain a second for the next 33 laps? Because that's what he needs. He is 37 seconds behind our leader. I don't see it, Adam, but who knows?
Well, not only that, I mean, now Spear just went a lap down. So if a caution was to come out, Spear would be the lucky dog. I mean, that's really going to hurt some guys. So Darren's really got to pick up the pace.
He definitely does. I mean, he's got to think about the integrity of the run while picking up the pace. Torgerson's just been on fire tonight. We've got 4 cars on the lead lap, Adam.
Has Doyle made a comment in the chat yet?
I don't know if Doyle's around tonight. If he is, I'm sure he'd be happy. Old Bobby's saying, "What's up, Adam?"
Oh, it's good to hear from him too.
There's Sheffield. Good run by him. He's into second. He's matching times with our leader. There goes Bruce picking up that. Well, not picking up nothing, but he's still another 9 seconds up to Torgerson, and that's just to get his lap back at him.
Yeah, he's running out of time. That hourglass is getting smaller and smaller.
So the bigger question is, who can he catch? Where can he get back to? I mean, Tony Ratliff in third is 20 seconds ahead of Darren Bruce.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, even with Spear, I mean, he would be barely catching Spear or even Rachel at the end of the race.
I mean, I don't think that's accurate. I'm not trying to call you out, but he is only 5 seconds behind these two. He's definitely going to run these two down at him. It's, you know, once you get to...
I thought they were half a lap ahead of him. Sorry.
No, you get to Nick Baris, who's having a great night, by the way. The Civil Tech machine, just awesome run here by the 66 of Nick Baris. And he is about 10 seconds ahead of Darren Bruce. I think Darren will get him too. But then you get another 7 seconds to get to Tony Ratliff, and then another 5 to get to Sheffield. I mean, I just don't see him getting in the top 3. I don't know. We'll see what the Warden can do here.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think tonight just belongs to Troy. He's now 9 seconds up.
I mean, let's go back on board. What is he doing so well here, Adam?
What I saw, he's not driving in the car deep. He's letting it roll. And he's done one thing that we always preach. Troy has kept that car on the bottom of the track.
Well, here's a good indicator of that. And you just said it there in the last sentence, keeping it on the bottom. How your lift point should be dictated by how much you're rolling up in the center. If you're diamond in the corner, drifting way up in the center, you're coming in too hard, aren't you, Adam? I mean, for the way we like to drive the track.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you're going to come up. You're going to have a mini diamond, right? But we want to come up maybe a half car width, not a car width or 2 car widths up the track.
But what I like, hearing about the way he's doing his throttle, he's letting off at the point that I like to let off. He's driving about right here to the bridge, letting off, letting the car roll. Then he taps it, gets it turning a little bit, and then he waits, and then gets full throttle off the corner.
He is not getting on full throttle till he's over that hill, Adam. Listen.
Yeah, I mean, when he comes off the corner, that's what I meant, off the lip.
Like, he is being so gentle with it, probably 3/4 throttle as he exits and easing up to 100. That's the key here. I mean, and along with those wheel inputs that Bryce Reiner was talking about in the chat, I mean, those are key. Great job by him. Sheffield now 10 seconds back in second. Tony Ratliff 15 back in third. Baris 22 seconds back in fourth. I mean, I got to think Torgerson's probably coming up on him. Let's go on the blimp and see. There is Torgerson. So Torgerson is running down 4th place to lap him.
Yeah, Darren did catch Rachel and Todd, and he's right there on Spear right now.
He's in a bit of a mess here, but he's going to make short work of it. So Bruce makes it through. He's back up to 5th. Next on his checklist, Nick Baris in 4th, about 5 seconds ahead. We're down to 22 laps to go. The man of the hour, Troy Torgerson, your leader.
But one thing I noticed, and that traffic really hurt during that lap. He's right there within seeing distance of Troy now.
I mean, he's 27 seconds back, so this is just to get his lap back at him.
Yeah, to get his lap back.
I mean, I think he'll get his lap back, but he ain't going to get a whole lot more. He just ran a 25.31 to Torgerson's 25.87, so about a half a second faster than Torgerson. That's not enough to come all the way around the track. We only got 20 laps left. I mean, that's just not going to happen.
Well, not only that, I mean, Darren's time now is 25.3, and Troy's last lap was a 25.8. He's not going to make up enough time.
Jason Spear and Rachel Hunt in a battle here for 6th position. Hunt goes up the track, trying to get a bit of a run. She's got to deal with that. Looks like Rick Thompson there. So Rick Thompson going to go through with fresh rubber. He is currently, where is Rick Thompson? He is in 11th position.
Yeah, but you know, him and Owens, they all took tires very, within 3 laps of each other, and Owens just has not made up the time that Darren did.
No, Owens has not been agreeable with the track car combo here tonight. There's Claus Williams. He's in 9th. Right ahead of him, the Toad Man in 8th. How about the Toad Man tonight, Adam? He's picked up 11 spots. This is a great run by the 19 machine.
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal night for him. He's been consistent, had decent speed, and kept the car clean, which has been a good night for him.
Rachel Hunt up 8 spots. She's in 7th. Been really rock solid all night long.
Yeah, it looks like Darren is closing the gap little by little.
Yeah, about 2.5 seconds to Nick Baris now. So the Warden looking to get up into 4th. I think that's about where he's going to reside. He might regret that he took that extra pit stop.
Yeah, I knew that, traditionally.
Oh, we got a wrecker right around Nick Baris. That looked like Austin Krause here. We got a hood bouncing down pit road, and he goes in, and no caution comes out.
That is so weird. That is 2 big wrecks, and no caution has come out.
Very, very odd. No caution on the track.
I think Troy's probably going, thank God it didn't come out.
Sheffield, yeah, Troy's definitely saying a little prayer. Sheffield in 2nd, Tony Ratliff 3rd. Talked about Baris. There's Bruce closing in, running out of time. He is currently about 0.2 faster than Baris, so I'm not sure. I think he'll get there, but I don't know. Jason Spear up 10 spots. He's in 6th. Really solid evening. He's got Hunt right there. This is the big battle on the track. Hunt winds it up on the high side, looking to get a run. She'll get one. Down to the inside goes the 1 of Rachel Hunt. Spear's going to let her go, so put Rachel Hunt up to 6th. What a night for the 1 machine.
Yeah, she's had a phenomenal night. Very smooth. And you know, tracks like this usually aren't her forte, but she's doing real good here tonight.
Big smiles all around, Adam. Tom Ashley, he's in 12th. The Toad Man behind him is actually in 8th, so that's the difference in laps there, Adam.
Wow, that's just crazy. That is absolutely nuts.
Let's go out front. We'll go back on board with our leader as he pulls up on Brad Collins, or maybe Collins got around him, I'm not sure. Just a quiet drive for Torgerson. You know, it's often this way, Adam. People go, how are you decimating the field? You must be driving the heck out of it. It's like, no, I'm just a country drive, isn't it?
Yeah, he is definitely on a country drive, just cruising on. And pretty soon he'll be in victory lane getting to chat
Riding
with us.
along in my automobile. And I thought you were going to do a little singing with me there, Adam.
My singing voice is dead tonight, but no, I was actually just laughing and thinking about, we hadn't even had to really use the rapid replay tonight.
Good old rapid replay. That'll go down in history as something else, I'll tell you. Tony Ratliff in 3rd position here. What a run. He's been proven, we've seen Jason Ratliff, the rifleman, just ascend to the top suddenly. And Tony's been right there with them. I mean, these two, you want to talk about improvements, Adam, over the last year or so, they're massively improved.
Well, I didn't, if I'm not mistaken, I think he got a new steering wheel and as well, because I knew he had a Fanatec at one time and it gave him some problem, but yeah, they changed their equipment. I knew Rifleman did, and they've just been on fire here recently.
They have Darren Bruce. He's caught up here to Nick Burris. This battle for 4th position. Laps ticking down. 5 to go.
Yeah, it looks like the Warden is giving it all he can do to get up there to get around them.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like that car is a whole lot better at this point. He might have been overdriving, trying to turn some fast laps. Burris doing a great job just running his line and ignoring the Warden.
Yeah, he just still looks a teeny bit tight, but he's wrapping that bottom, and Darren just cannot get back on the gas where he needs to. And that's so frustrating when you know that you got a car that can get there and that air is just too much.
He's got to show some patience, but patience, time is ticking away. Bruce right to the bumper of Burris, trying to slip to the inside. The 15 down, 2 laps to go for Troy Torgerson. Bruce gonna steal 4th place away from Nick Burris. Burris trying to cross him over, not enough.
Yep. That's a good move. I mean, that's a good fight back to get back to 4th, but man, tonight just has belonged to Troy. He has had a phenomenal race.
The 89 has been the class of the field here this evening. Down the back straightaway on the final lap. The Blue Angels machine of Troy Torgerson going to come through 4, and he will take victory here tonight at what is not the Phoenix 145. That's my bad, folks, up on the top there. This is the Dover 150, and Torgerson was absolutely dominant. what a job, Adam. I mean, impressive to say the least.
Well, Spear Motorsports finished the year on a big note last season, and they're off to a smoking start already for this season. I mean, unreal.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job. I mean, what an addition Torgerson was to that team. These guys look just dominant out here. Of course, Sheffield did his thing coming in second, and Tony Ratliff there as well. But yeah, that Spear team looks pretty good, and Torgerson looks like he's ready to go for a championship, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, he fought for the Gen 4 championship, and I think, he's showing, flexing a little bit of muscle, saying, hey, look, I think I can do both.
All right, let's go to a commercial break. We'll come back. We'll do some interviews, including our winner, Troy Torgerson. All right, back here at Dover. Unbelievable job by the 89 machine, lapping all the way up to, I believe, sixth position. So, what a night, Adam.
Yeah, that was outstanding run for Troy. He, like I said, he flexed his muscles and said, I'm here. I'm going to be one that you're going to have to contend for this championship for sure.
Well, he did. I mean, a dominant performance, but others showed their might here tonight and put themselves in contention this season. We bring in our third place finisher, the number 6, Tony Ratliff. Congratulations. Great run tonight, Tony.
I appreciate it. Thank you a lot there, boys. That was a good run for the 6 machine tonight. Glad to get it.
It was, and it looked early on, Tony. We talked a little bit about it. We had you in our sights. We actually had Jason Jackson in our sights. Didn't work out for him tonight, but it did for you. You showed patience early. That was the key, wasn't it, to having a good run at Dover?
Oh, it's the number one priority through my windshield, Dean. I've seen a host of people that run for all the cars got, run too hard. And I'm more the guy to let a guy go or 2 or 3 or whatever it takes to get into my race tempo.
And we've been talking about you, Tony, now, looking back at last season and into this season in particular, maybe further back than that even. It looks to me like you really found something, over this last year, and you just a steady improvement. What was it? Is it equipment? Is it patience? Is it just time? What do you attribute your success to?
Well, having good teammates in picking their brain and others. It's not even teammates. Running a lot of practice with the boys that show up to do that the night before. Um, I'm an old guy, 63 years old, so maybe I'm just a slow learner.
Maybe that's it. But we've seen that out of both you and your brother as well, and it's just great to see, Tony. What's it going to take to get up here? I mean, Torgerson was, a little untouchable tonight, but in general, it's stiff competition once you get up to these levels at the top. You think you got another gear in you yet?
Well, I'd hope to think so. The lap traffic hurt a little bit. I was hoping that I wanted to go in with Brandon. I felt like, he kind of caught us there at the very end of that run. I don't know if, he saved 2, obviously. And I thought, man, he took off pretty hard after we left pit road, and maybe I'll have a little something for him at the end. But it's just a I was just eking in on him a little too slowly, but to be eking in on a driver like Brandon,
Yeah.
I won't snub my nose at that.
No, not at all. I mean, that's what he does. He ekes in on people as the run goes on. So if you're eking in on him, you're doing quite something there, Tony. I can't wait to see how this season plays out. Little winter season here. You put yourself in a good position. You got to feel good about that, right? Like no, it's not a win here tonight, but to start third place is a great start to the season, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Starting at a track with the letter D, other than Daytona, is a plus for me. Well, it's you're a little more in control of your race, and I love Dover. Um, I want to big congrats to Troy, Brandon as well. Good runs for both those guys. It was really fun to race Jason there. Oh, JJ, as we call him, a tough competitor. He must have had some trouble on pit road or something. I seen Nick back there shadowing too. I didn't know what he had left in the bag, but we kind of kept him at bay. And the one stopper proved to be, triumphant here tonight for most of the guys that tried it, I guess. Man, 2 laps is a hard task to make up. To come around guys twice at this place. We're just tickled to death with, the podium finish. It's been a while. Probably had a birthday since I've been on the podium, but be hunting and sniffing for a lot more of them.
Yes, sir. Can't wait, Tony. Congrats on third, man. We'll turn the mic over to you. Anybody you want to shout out or thank, please do.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate WTTV. You guys do a good job. We always like to go back and watch the races, pick little things, try to learn from them, and they're entertaining as well. So, a big shout out to Mike Brown for sponsoring this series here, and hope he's doing well with his recovery. East Coast West Printing. Don't know what we do without old JB. He keeps the Tuesday night series going, and so we'll see what happens on Thursday night. Not sure about that yet, but thank my team, all my teammates. Thank all the drivers that run in this league, man. Just gained a bunch of new friends, as times went on. Got a lot of respectful driving out there. Just have a blast racing them. And thanks to Todd and George and all the admins, super great guys that keep this ball rolling. And we're just appreciative for the whole ball game.
All right, Adam, that was third place finisher, Mr. Tony Ratliff.
Well, I caught up with the second place finisher tonight, Brandon Sheffield. It looked like you had a typical Sheffield night. Had a little bit rough qualifying, but then you made your way up to the front, man. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, was putting down tire tracks out of 3 and 4 in qualifying, and started way back shotgun on the field. You started 13th or 14th, wherever that was, and as well as anybody, Dover is a cheese grater the first 40-45 laps, so just kind of tried to take off slow and save my stuff a little bit, and then start rolling forward. And it certainly helps when everybody or a lot of guys two-stopped it. That opened up a lot of track to help me get a little bit more track position, but. Yeah, once I got up towards the front, I finished second to Troy. Never saw him all night. We got our butt kicked.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. Did you, we were looking at some of the times, and it looked like you would be equal to him on some parts of the run, and then Troy was just 3-4 tenths faster. And did you try anything different in the car to try to make up that time, or did you just feel that the car wasn't there for that?
Yeah, I certainly tried to run harder and try to look around a little bit, and I think never being close enough to see him and see what he was doing was definitely a detriment. Just starting as far back as I did, because as soon as I looked at the replay and saw what he was doing, I said, "Oh yeah, that's why. That makes more sense." I never tried that. So that running really low on the racetrack where I was kind of doing a diamond, which. It was quick and you could make speed doing it, but it was hard to make speed consistently doing it. And it was hard on equipment doing it. So Yeah, definitely tried to wick it up when I could, but I knew it wasn't going to live if I did that all 70 laps of that second run. So I tried to push him a little bit right when we got out of the pits because that was probably the closest I was going to be to him, and then watched him walk away the rest of the run. But that's the way it goes sometimes, and that's awesome for Troy and motivation to go get back in the weight room and learn a little bit and try to come out and be stronger.
Well, I mean, it's still an impressive run from you to coming back from being in 14th at the start of the race to a second place finish. Um, well, I will give you the mic, man, give you some shout outs and stuff, and congrats on your second place finish.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you and Dean coming out and doing this. Excited for this winter series. Should be a little more. It's kind of fun to run a little bit shorter series and run the tracks that way we don't run as much. And excited for Tuesdays and Thursdays to see what we're gonna figure out there and do a little bit of testing. That should be a lot of fun too. So excited as always to have Wind Tunnel on board. I think you guys do an awesome job. League sponsors: East Coast Web Printing, Alive Church, Kylu Glass. Appreciate what those guys do for this league. Appreciate those RGR admins, Todd, George, all the boys over there. Really excited for the transparency, but then also leaving it in their hands to decide whatever they're going to decide for a Thursday night car and whatever changes they're going to make. I think they know what guys are looking for and are going to make the right decisions going forward. Guys over at GDR, Jason was running good till he hit the pit barrels. Nick had a good night tonight. Ed kind of always struggles at Dover, and he would admit that if he was here talking to us. But fun to hang out with everybody tonight. Had a fun time, and yeah, always fun to be with the GDR boys. Wish Derek could be with us. On the car, Caden Hammond Foundation, cadenhammondfoundation.org if you'd like to learn more, and Ed Kane CPA also on the car. Give Ed a call for any tax or accounting needs you might have.
Well, Dean, that was your second place finisher, Brandon Sheffield. I hear you up there with the winner.
Yes, sir. Down here with the winner, the 89 Troy Torgerson, back in victory lane. Basically where you left off last season. You pick right up. Dominating win, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, how about that, guys, man? We had a very strong car. Seems like every time we come to see Miles, man, he treats me pretty good.
Yeah, Miles has a thing for you. I don't know. I'd be watch out there, Troy. You're getting a little too friendly with you. But tell us a little bit about. Well, maybe let's just go right to the key of running Dover here. It looked to me like you just like being very patient with that car.
Yeah, you got to let it roll, man. It doesn't like you if you get on the throttle too early out or drive it in too deep. You just got to let it roll and get the nose set and come off the corner as straight as you can, man. That's what I tried to do all night. We were running pretty quick. We had a great first run. Man, I must have done everything right on that. And then we come in for our pit stop, and and well, I was lucky there the second run. I did see a couple of cars down on the apron at one point or another, and thought we were going to get a yellow, and I'm just really glad it didn't happen.
And so you're going through this race. You get yourself your lead. You got by Bruce, opened up a lead. Now you see Bruce pit, Troy, and did I have any thoughts like, oh, I never even thought anybody was gonna pit. Like maybe I should do a two-stopper.
Well, I wasn't quite 2 seconds off on the entire run, so like the low 24s to the high 25s mostly for the first run. And pit lane is so long. It's so hard to get on there. It's 35 miles an hour. And I made the concept that I was going to save the right front. If it blew, then I was going to have to pit, but it worked out for me. I was doing a one stop no matter what.
Well, I thought it was brilliant. I mean, just a brilliant race with patience here. What is it about Dover that you just love so much?
I don't know. It's a mile track. It's banked. If it was flat, I'd probably be running in the 20th place here. So it just feels real good. I mean, I got a good rhythm here once I got in the rhythm here. And then the second run, we had some cars we had to pass, so the rhythm wasn't quite as good, but I was just listening to the spotter, seeing where the car behind me was, and just trying to maintain that distance.
Well, speaking of rhythm, Troy, I mean, you've been on a bit of a heater here lately. I mean, how much does momentum actually take hold here? Like, take hold, sorry. I'd say it's a big thing. It's a real thing.
Absolutely. And in trying to spread it across the divisions, I took a long break there for a while and came back to RGR probably about a year ago or so. And I got into RGR, I don't know, I can't remember exactly, but the confidence is gaining. I'm getting more comfortable behind the wheel. I'm really comfortable with the drivers in this league, man. They're awesome. Um, Man, 145 laps at Dover with 20 plus cars and no cautions with that setup. That was phenomenal. But yeah, momentum. It means a lot.
It does, and being comfortable is something you mentioned there. Uh, it takes some time to get to know each individual driver, and once you get there, it kind of opens you up. You have a little book, if you will, on how to drive everybody, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. I just try to make sure I don't put myself in a bad position. Try to make sure. Tonight was very, very. Everybody was very, very good on the track. I mean, I came up. There was some cars that didn't need to give the way right away, but lots of racing room tonight. Yeah, I don't have a problem with any of the drivers in this league. Todd and RGR has put together a great group of guys here.
All right, now for the most important question, Troy, that maybe you'll ever answer. Will my Lions come back and win tonight?
I haven't even seen the score yet.
That's okay. You don't need to
I hope
answer
so.
that.
I think
Okay.
I picked them. I picked them to win.
All right. Well, I appreciate the vote there. Troy, what a race, man. Couldn't have been more impressed. Congrats on an awesome victory and a great way to open up the season. We'll give you the mic, man. Anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, like always, thank Wind Tunnel TV, man. You guys do a great job. I can't wait to go back and watch it. You and Adam tonight should be a great broadcast. Got to thank Doyle. Doyle makes you look good out there. Love the guy. Raven Graphics, man. He does a wonderful job across all classes, and he does paints on all classes. But man, I wouldn't look nearly as good out there if it wasn't for him. I got to thank Spear and the whole team tonight. I think we had 4 finish in the top 10 tonight, which was a great night to start. Um, Jason and Darren and Rachel and um, yeah, the rest of the guys, even the guys that weren't here tonight that are back at the shop. Um, got to thank all the sponsors in the league. Tonight's Alive Church for the Xfinity Series, man. Um, we got Kailu Glass for our Gen 4 cars, and then Thursday night, I believe East Coast Web Printers is gonna sponsor that night, and looks like it's gonna be one or the other here. So we'll wait and see what they decide we're gonna run and replace the Gen 6 car. But I'm looking forward to that as well. Got some time coming off here over the holidays and go spend it with my family. So I'll be in and out for the next couple of months, but I'll be watching.
All right, Adam, race winner Troy Torgerson in that 89 machine, looking good, feeling good, and producing really good.
Yes, he did. He certainly.
Sorry about that, Adam.
Kick me to the curb.
No, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can really say that we haven't said, but it's just an awesome way to start a feeling. You heard him when he was riding for that championship, a little dejected to not get it. Things didn't quite fall his way. Now you turn the page on a new season, you're in victory lane, boy. You feel good pretty fast, don't you?
Oh, yes, he does. He felt real good after that dominant performance. But hopefully he can not miss some races. I know a couple of the other guys were talking about that as well with the holidays coming up. If he can make the races, he's got a daggone good start to making the case to be the champion.
Absolutely does. What a night here tonight. But for myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Adam the Bulldog Newton. That's going to wrap it up from Dover, and we'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel TV.